What is going on, my fellow YouTuberians? My name is Scrunt, and today we are back on some MX vs ATV All Out. Now in this video, we will be discussing 5 race modes that I believe need to be added into this game. Now this is by no means a top 5 list, so if you believe something should be higher or lower on the list, or if you have a race mode that you'd like to see added yourself, definitely leave it in the comments below. But without further ado, let's get it started with number 1, which is drag racing / relay racing. So drag racing is very easy to explain. You start out stopped, you go in a straight line, and whoever reaches the finish line first is the winner. Now, I would like to see relay racing added on top of that so that there were 2 teams of 8. One person from each team would start out, go all the way to the end of the drag race, and then someone at the end of the drag race on their team would then go back, and that would repeat itself until one team had no more players to do that and would be declared the winner. So Marble Canyon, I think, would be a very good spot for this to happen because of the very flat ground that is there, and it does have a little bit of bump, but I think that's perfect for dirt bikes and 4-wheelers. Wouldn't really make sense without the bump, but I think it would be a very fun mode in multiplayer, and I hope they do consider maybe adding it someday in the future. But let's move on to number 2, which can only be one thing. Hill climb racing. Where has it gone? Like we have not seen this since Unleashed, and this was one of the greatest modes ever introduced into this gaming series. It was so fun and so challenging. Like, you could cheese through it if you were on like a sand rail or something, or a trophy truck, but if you actually used a dirt bike or a 4-wheeler, this was actually very difficult on some of these hill climbs. I think this would be a great addition into All Out, because in Marble Canyon and Emerald Key there are different mountains and rocks and stuff like that that look like they should have been hill climb races, but sadly they're not, you know. And I think if this was ever going to work, we would also need to make the slopes like slippery or something, because there's way too much traction, and also get rid of the clutch because there's way too much boost that goes along with it. But let's move on to number 3, which is going to be a short track series. Now stick with me on this one. I know it sounds pretty bland, like a whole wheat muffin, but the short track series is crucial to the game because it is a nice escape from all the national tracks and the supercross tracks and doing all those races at a minute to 2 minutes per lap. You know, it was something stupid. You would go around an oval or a figure 8 or something, and they would be 10-second laps to like 15-second laps or something like that, and you just have fun, and it would just be a nice little getaway. That's all I want to see return, because all we have are 2 short tracks and they suck. It's just a circle and some weird like squiggle track. I don't even know what it is. But let's move on to number 4, which I think a lot of people are going to like, which is the high jump and also the long jump. So in Marble Canyon and also Emerald Key, perfect places to be doing this. A lot of big rocks, I guess, or mountains, or whatever you want to call them, that you can just launch off of. Now if there was a ramp on the other side, then it would be a lot better because you could land it, but I think this would be a fun mode for multiplayer, just to see how high you can go or how far you can actually go. But let's move on to our 5th and final contestant for our 5 race modes that I would like to see added, and that is going to be Supermoto. Supermoto was definitely a hidden gem to me. I didn't even remember that Unleashed had Supermoto tracks and a Supermoto race mode. Supermoto bikes, as you can see, the bald tires, you know, they're just like street bike tires. I totally forgot about it until I started recording for the hill climb footage that I wanted, and I found it, and I was like, oh my god, I can't leave this mode out of this video. So I really like to see this mode return. I mean, Supermoto has definitely grown in the past few years. It's gotten a much larger audience than it initially had. And for those of you who don't know what Supermoto is, basically the half of the track is dirt, the other half of the track is tarmac, and the jumps that are on the track are smaller than normal like national track or supercross jumps. So this is definitely something that would need a lot of work done to be put into All Out, because there is no tarmac in the game currently. I don't even know where you would really put a track like this unless there was like a new free roam spot or a free roam map or whatever, or maybe you could just add a map like you have done, and not really have it connected to any of the free roam spots. I think that might work, and I would just like to see a whole nother type of material to ride on, I guess. Like, we've only seen dirt, mud, rock. I want to see some tarmac. I want to see some snow. I want to see some differences here and there. And tarmac was super fun back in Unleashed because you could just wheelie for days on it. And in Unleashed, it really didn't have an effect when you're doing Supermoto races, just because it was an original Xbox game. So there really wasn't any difference between being on dirt and being on tar, but obviously we are in 2018 playing on Xbox Ones and PS4, so there could definitely be a difference between riding on tar and riding on dirt now, which I think would be pretty cool. So if you guys do agree with me and you do enjoy this list, make sure you drop a like, and also remember to subscribe if you want to see more lists like this. I will be coming out with more lists fairly soon, so definitely stay tuned, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.